Welcome to Driveway DIY, where we bring the shop to you. On today's episode, we're going to show you how to replace transmission fluid and filter. All right, so we're underneath the vehicle now. We're on a lift to facilitate videography, but you can do this on your driveway with a pair of jack stands and a floor jack. First, you need to locate your transmission oil pan. You have the engine at the front, then the transmission is behind it. This is an aftermarket oil pan. It has a drain plug. Most factory transmissions do not have a drain plug. Yours may, it may not. If you have a drain plug, go ahead and slide your pan under and crack that drain. Unthread it, and then carefully pull that out. Don't drop your plug in the pan, because then you have to fish it out. While the pan is draining, we're gonna go ahead and remove most of the bolts for the drain pan. So I have removed all of the perimeter bolts except for a couple on the front, and I've loosened these ones up here in the back. They're almost completely out, but not quite. I'm gonna go ahead and take these ones out. So I have two bolts in the back of the pan that are loosened. All the other bolts are out, so we're just gonna pull down on the pan a little bit. So we're gonna take a gasket scraper or pry bar, and we're just gonna find a little spot to wedge in between the body of the transmission and the pan. Once the fluid has drained, go ahead and push the pan back up and remove those other two rear bolts, and then carefully lower the pan. This right here is the filter. Some transmissions, the filter is bolted in. This particular one, it is not. You just take this, wiggle it, and pull it out. Now we need to deal with the gasket. These are one-time use gaskets unless you have an O-ring. And this is just a typical fiber gasket. So we're just gonna very carefully pull on this. Most of the time, if you have a fiber gasket, it's gonna tear, so you're gonna use a gasket scraper, and you're just gonna scrape this off, just like this. Then push your filter all the way up in there till it sits snug. This one, again, does not have a mount. Now we're ready to reinstall our transmission pan. We've got a few bolts in here to keep everything lined up. It's really, really important that when you do this, every bolt goes through the gasket. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start every single bolt first and just lightly zip all of these up. We're gonna go a couple on each side. Now, we're gonna pick a point. I'm gonna start with this one. I'm gonna go here, 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 and all the way around. Before we lower the car, tighten the drain plug. You do not want to forget this. Now we can lower the vehicle and fill it up. So now we are under the hood, and we need to locate the transmission dipstick tube, which on this vehicle is mounted up on the firewall. We're gonna pull this out, set it aside. This particular one requires an adapter to make it easier. And then we're gonna take a funnel and put that into our little adapter. Now we don't know exactly how much transmission fluid we need. That's just based on how much drained out. So we're gonna go ahead and start pouring in our fluid. We're gonna go ahead and check the fluid level. So we put the dipstick back in. It shows that it's about perfect. So I've cleaned off the end of the dipstick, and I'm gonna do it again. You always check it twice, just to verify that you get the same reading. Now we need to run the vehicle. You need to drive the vehicle, get it up to temperature, leave the vehicle running, and check it again. You always check transmission fluid level running. We've drained it, so we should be at the right spot. So now we're gonna fire up the vehicle, let it warm up, and then we'll check it again. Now our transmission is full after we've warmed it up and checked it with it running. That's all there is to changing the fluid and filter on your transmission. Find all the parts you need to get the job done at ebaymotors.com.